Hey guys, welcome back. Today a little bit of a tech or maintenance session. Had some trouble with my dropper seat of my enduro bike. So when I tried to lower my seat, it would not lower. It would stay in the same position. And removed it. Checked obviously the cable, everything looked alright, but when I removed it I noticed that the cable had snapped. So when I removed the dropper post, I noticed that the outer cable was coiled up in the downpipe of the seat post. And used some makeshift tools like this cloth hanger. So I bent the end to go in and to fish it up basically and try to pull it up and to get it as high so I can actually grab it from here to start inserting a new cable. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to remove the old gear cable and add a new one in. So what I need to do is I need to get this outer cable up a little bit higher so it's just either level with or just above the seat tube, and from then I can actually replace the gear cable and reconnect it to the dropper post, which is going to be tricky by itself. Alright, let's replace the cable. I try to pull on the old gear cable, not on the outer cable. Otherwise I'm going to damage that and it makes it harder to get the new cable in. This is probably the best I can get. Okay, so I'm gonna pull back the old cable and insert a new gear cable. Okay, starts feeling a bit of resistance. Okay, still going smooth. Yeah, and it's coming out. Oh yes, we got a cable. Alright. So now I need to pull this one through and get it in place there. Alright. That's looking good. And now the tricky bit. Reattaching it to the end, the bottom of the dropper post. And that's quite fiddly with this type of dropper post. If I ever had to replace this one, you have to go with a dropper post on which the nipple of the cable is hooked in the mechanism here, and then you feed the cable through the outer cable back to the lever. That is the best way to install them. This is rubbish. But yeah, we have to work with the things we have, so here we go. So there are basically two types of dropper posts if it comes to connection. You either connect the cable end on a dropper post, like I have to do in my case, in the extrusion case, or you hook in the nipple of the gear cable and then you feed the gear cable into the housing back to the lever, and that is a much better approach. It's much easier to install. What I have to do now is a bit fiddly, and I'm not so sure how successful I will be to keep a good tension on the gear cable and to make the dropper post work proper. But the first thing I have to do is put one of these ends cable ends back on to protect the gear cable. There you go. So I'll put that back. Yeah, come on. So in this case, in this X-Fusion dropper post, I have to feed, so the cable comes through this, that holds the tension on the outer housing of the cable and the inner cable. And the inner cable goes through a very tiny hole here, tighten the bolt, and that should do the trick. First of all, I need to get the gear cable in, yeah. Okay. Then you need a couple of hands more. Alright, here we go, see how it's going to work. I'm going to put the dropper post back on its place. Okay. Oh. Well, let's see if this is going to work. Moment suprême. So here we go. Let's see if this works. Oh. Pressing the lever. Okay. So here are two things to take away from this operation. So first of all, I had to retrieve the other cable from the inner routing on the bottom end of my seat tube. That was actually where the time goes. I spent at least a half an hour, if not longer, with makeshift tools, this bent cloth hanger. So I bent the end of it to pull it up. So it worked, but it took me quite some time. Secondly is more the type of dropper post itself. So I have the X-Fusion. So I had to insert the gear cable through the lever to the internal routing and then pull up from the seat tube and connect it to the end of the dropper post. But the better system is where you attach the nipple of the gear cable on the bottom end of the dropper post, feed the cable in reverse through the seat post, back to the internal routing, back to the lever. And then there is a bolt actually on the lever where you tighten the gear cable. That's a much quicker and much better way of doing it. Well guys, that was all for today. I hope it was informative. See you next time. Ciao. Ciao.